Hey, hey, hey. What's good, people? We are. It's a beautiful, hot, super hot Thursday. It's about 1 o'clock. Actually, wow, it cooled down. And we out here. And, wow, look at that bird. Is that a bald eagle? That is an eagle. Wow. Look at that. No, that's not an eagle. Is that an eagle? I don't know. But anyway, we're out here. We're in Tampa, Florida. Khalil Amani is celebrating and relaxing. Oh, that's not. There's another bird that looks just like it. I don't know what kind of birds they are. We out here in Tampa to visit my son and my daughter-in-law and my four grandchildren. That's right. And I'm going to see my nephew. He's a play nephew, but I call him my nephew. And see his newborn baby tonight. We're all meeting at a restaurant for dinner and drinks. And then tomorrow we are taking a 5-hour drive down to Miami. I should say we. I am taking a 5-hour drive down to Miami. But in the meantime, I like to go ahead and get me a little swim time in. I've done videos in the past letting y'all know, yes, I'm from Miami. I better know how to swim, even though not everybody from Miami can swim because I got brothers. I got at least one brother that can't swim. Oh, the water's nice. It's not even cold. The water's not even cold. It's like, I don't know what you call it, but it ain't cold. Anyway, I'm going to do some swimming. And maybe I'll leave the camera running for a moment, let y'all see the brother swim. I don't really want y'all to see me, all bare chested and shit. But what the hell? Let's set our camera down here. And let's see if I can go jump in the pool. See if I can jump in the pool. See if I can jump in the pool. In the pool. No, they call it the pool. In the pool. Jump in the pool. That's right. Go jump in the pool. 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 That feels good. That feels good. That feels good. Woo. Nothing like a good swim. I said there's nothing like a good swim. Woo. Y'all see my new swimming trunks? My new swimming trunks. I'm 65. I got a little gut. It's all right.
What's up, bro?
Hey, what's up?
Chilling, chilling. It's hot out here.
Water's good out here.
It's very good.
What's up?
Get by. All right. Whew. Are you still recording? I think we are. Yeah, we are. Let me dry off real quick. All right. All right. Put our shirt on. And we good. Whew. Nothing like a nice swim. Nice swim. All right. That's a nice looking. I didn't even see this back here. There's a gazebo and a little walk path. Anyway. Whew, what's good, people? It's super hot now. The water's warm though. Swimming is the best exercise, they say. We on vacation. Khalil is retired, and Khalil is on vacation, and Khalil is living his motherfucking life. I do miss my wife. She's leaving today. Her and her brother and her sister are driving down to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and then they're going on to Phoenix, Arizona, where my wife will be there for about a week. And I'll be back in Miami next Monday, and then she'll be back that next weekend. Separate trips, separate situations, and then we will do our husband and wife family vacation trip. We're going to San Francisco, Los Angeles, and San Diego. We're going to explore California. We're going to come back and rest a little bit, and then we're going to Las Vegas, but we'll probably wait till the end of August, beginning of September, because it's her birthday, and she does like to be in Vegas for her birthday. So we're probably doing that. So, I see that my internet stalkers, Pizzy and Gwizzy, Gwinnetta Greer, and Carl Albert Davis, aka Israel Doctrine, the so-called YouTube streets queen and king. I see they are on the attack while I am on vacation. Oh yeah. They wait till I go on vacation to go full throttle. I'm not gonna spend too much time on them. Actually, I was very amused by one of their videos they did yesterday or the day before. It actually got me through that 150-mile ride from Daytona Beach, Florida to Tampa, Florida yesterday. I had the radio on, but the radio was on some bullshit. And I turned on YouTube in my car. I put my headphones on, and it was Pizzy and Gwizzy that made my trip go by really fast, because the trip was about 2 hours and a half, and they spent about an hour and a half or so of talking shit about me. So it actually helped the ride. By the time their video was over, I had about another 45 minutes of driving. And so thank you, Pizzy and Gwizzy, for doing a video about me, giving me some time to let these miles go by. And that's what they did. They went by quick. So I appreciate that. So, but just to my audience, know that 98% of the shit they said about me was absolutely lies. And I'm kind of good. I'm okay with the lies, because the reality is, Israel Doctrine and Gwinnetta Greer, they have no receipts. Verifying what they're talking about. Everything Israel Doctrine says about me is speculation and innuendo and theory and hypothesis and tale bearing and fibbing and lying. And I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Because here's the thing. The day that Israel Doctrine and Gwinnett Greer can actually pull some receipts contradicting everything I've said about my life, that's the day I'm in trouble. Did you hear what I said? I said the day that Israel Doctrine and Gwinnett Greer can actually pull some receipts independent of what they say. And these receipts show that I have lied about my life, about my cult, about my government informant, about witness protection. That's the day I'm in trouble. But as you have it right now, as you all see, they do an hour and a half talking about me, and they show not even one receipt to back up whatever they saying about me. And that means that they have nothing. Now juxtapose what I just said about receipts. Juxtapose what I just said about receipts with what I've done to them. Last week, I did a video and I said that Gwinnett Greer used to be a prostitute. And then I showed you the charge from Virginia, the date, the case number. Yeah, that's what I did. I showed the case number. I showed the actual charge. I showed the receipt, proving that indeed and in fact, Gwinnett Greer used to prostitute her body. That's a fact with the receipt. I said that Gwinnett Greer lost her child to the state of Alabama. And then I pulled up a receipt. I pulled up the receipt. I pulled up the Mobile, Alabama newspaper showing that the state of Alabama Child Protective Services, CPR, the Department of Human Resources, was looking for her whereabouts, and that she was about to lose her parental rights, and that she was about to lose her child to adoption. I showed the receipt from the Mobile, Alabama newspaper. These are receipts. I didn't just come on here talking like they talk about me. And then Carl Albert Davis, Israel Doctrine, he shows no receipts about what he claims happened in my life. But I showed that while he wants to call me a stalker, he's the only official bona fide person we know who was arrested and charged with the crime of stalking. Oh my, I showed the receipt. And then I showed that he's a swindler and a thief and a cheater because he owes somebody damn near $10,000 for studio and film equipment and shit that they gave him the services, and he didn't produce it. I showed you the receipt. Now, compare and contrast that with, they've done 2 or 3 videos. They're about to do a 3rd video today, I think. They've done 3 videos on me while I'm on vacation. Yet, on the 3 videos, they haven't shown you one receipt going against my narrative. Oh no. All Israel Doctrine has is his lies and his story and his narrative and his warped and bastardized understanding of what happened to my life. And again, as long as Israel Doctrine is just talking and he can't show you all no receipts that contradict what I've said about my life, believe it not. I said, believe it not. That's the difference between when Khalil Amani talks about Gwinnett, when Khalil Amani talks about Carl. I show you the receipts showing that Gwinnett was a prostitute, showing that Gwinnett was a bad mother, showing that Gwinnetta lost her son, showing that Carl Albert Davis was charged with stalking. I showed that Israel Doctrine was a thief and a swindler and getting sued for equipment from a studio on some stupid shit. He's a thief. But when Israel Doctrine tries to say, that I only became a government informant because I got arrested for drugs, where's the receipt? Where's the article? Where's the TV show? There are 7 TV shows that he could pull from that on the internet. 7 TV shows. The FBI Files, CBS, the Biography Channel 2 times, the Investigation Discovery Channel, the Oxygen Channel, the CW Channel. Where is the evidence that anyone says that Khalil Amani ever got arrested for drugs? You can go to the court case and pull the files for the Yahweh court case. You won't find that Khalil Amani was in trouble with the law for any drugs. Hell to the no, no. It's a lie told by Israel Doctrine. And again, as long as Israel Doctrine is just talking, as long as Israel Doctrine can't provide any independent sources and independent receipts proving that my government informant stuff had to do with me getting caught with drugs, then it's just a tale-bearing tale. It's a lie. And I'm happy with that. I'm happy with it. As long as Israel Doctrine is just talking and can't provide any receipts, I'm good with that. And that's what you got. You got 2 niggas over there, Israel Doctrine and Gwinnetta Greer, talking about my life with no independent receipts, no independent sources. Nobody is coming out the woodwork and saying, yeah, Khalil Amani, he was a drug dealer. Yeah, you can't get the FBI to verify that. You can't get the author of that book, Brother Love, Murder, Money, and a Messiah, Sidney P. Friedberg, who won a Pulitzer Prize for covering the Yahweh story. She ain't gonna say that. You can't get no niggas from Miami to say that. You can't get nobody to say that Khalil Amani only became a government informant because he was doing criminality in the form of drugs. And so when Israel Doctrine talks about me being a drug mule, when Israel Doctrine talks about any type of drug activity, he's only reciting, he's only regurgitating, he's only talking about shit that I have said. I have said that for about 3 months, I did take cocaine from Miami to Washington, D.C. I told you all that. I told you all that. I said, I told you all that. Yeah, I told you all that. And so everything, not some things, not most things, everything that Israel Doctrine has to say about me is information that I gave to you. He has no new information. As a matter of fact, Israel Doctrine doesn't have any new information about anybody. Not me, not Layla Wills, not Starr, not Hassan Campbell, not Ronald Savage. He says nothing that's not already out in the public domain. I mean, literally nothing. And so, here's the thing that you all should know about whether you like the FBI or whether you hate the FBI. Here's what you should know about the FBI from a government FBI informant, from someone who actually walked the hallowed halls of the Bureau. Not nobody who's just telling you through innuendo and conspiracy somebody that went into the FBI office, sat down and put in many, many man hours as a government informant, sitting at a table in the office of the FBI. Here's what you should know about the FBI. The FBI tells no lies. The FBI is never going to make up or tell lies to shield witnesses or to protect witnesses, as Israel Doctrine suggests. On one of his videos, he says that the FBI is just going to agree with me because I'm their witness. See, the FBI is built on, as a matter of fact, I think their motto is something with fidelity and integrity. If you ever look at an FBI banner, an FBI, their signature banner, under the FBI, it says, I think it says fidelity and something else. Basically, what they're saying is that they take their job seriously, and the FBI is never going to protect a witness by lying on a witness to build the case. They're going to bring straight facts. The FBI doesn't owe me their allegiance to the point where they are going to cover for me or lie for me about my background. Because a newspaper, a reporter can easily go find out that the FBI is lying if they try to lie. So when Israel Doctrine says that the FBI is going to co-sign my story, that's a fact. But they're not co-signing my story because they are covering for me. That's Israel Doctrine lies and suggests. That's the point I'm making. And somebody that wins a Pulitzer Prize in journalism for writing a book and for covering a Yahweh cult story for the Miami Herald is not going to lie and fudge the story and co-sign me and lie for me so that I would look good. What does the Miami Herald and the lady who wrote that book, Sidney P. Friedberg, what allegiance do they owe me that they should lie and cover for me getting arrested and that being the reason why I became a government informant? What's in the bag for the FBI to lie for me and to cover for me that I was caught selling drugs and that's why I became a government informant? These are the fictitious lies that Israel Doctrine tells and Gwinnetta Greer listens to, and that stupid bitch believes 100% because she is as dumb as the day is long. And so, the narrative, as I close, the narrative that the author of that book and the Miami Herald and the FBI is going to co-sign my story to make me look good is stupid. That's what Israel Doctrine just said on his last video. Of course, the FBI is going to agree with Khalil. They're going to cover for him. Of course, the lady, the Pulitzer Prize journalist, she's going to cover for Khalil because she's trying to cover for him to make him look good. And then I say, what respect or what allegiance does the FBI and the Miami Herald writer, what allegiance and respect do they owe me that they should put their lives and jobs and careers and respect on the line to cover for a goddamn snitch? Me, supposedly. Doesn't that sound stupid? Doesn't that sound motherfucking stupid? That the FBI, people who went to Quantico in Virginia and trained in munitions and covert activities, secret agents that got bachelor's and master's degrees in criminal justice, spent 4 years in college, a newspaper lady that has a bachelor's and a master's degree that won the Pulitzer Prize. You know, people that before they became who they are, they went to a lot of schooling. They went to a lot of schooling, high school, 4-year colleges, 2, 3, 4 more years, master's degrees, thousands and thousands of dollars to educate themselves. All of a sudden, they're going to put all that on the line, throw their whole careers and life away to cover for an FBI informant. See, you see how stupid the shit sounds when you don't understand the magnitude of the people that are doing these stories and investigating these stories. Israel Doctrine expects that FBI agents and newspaper reporters throw their whole life away, all their respect, all their dignity, all of their professionalism, all of that away to lie and cover for FBI informants. And people like Gwinnetta Greer, they believe that shit. They believe that shit. And so as I close, know that as long as Israel Doctrine is just doing this without any receipts, any paperwork, then it's just him making up my story. And then he doesn't want to respect the FBI. He doesn't really want to respect a Pulitzer Prize winning journalist. They are the ones that have covered my life. And they do not say that I ever was in any trouble with the law concerning drugs. That I was never arrested, and I simply walked into the FBI office of my own free will and started giving up the goods. That is my truth, and I'm sticking with it. That's my story, and that's just what it is. And as long as Israel Doctrine is only talking, the day that Israel Doctrine can find some real legal receipts that go against what I've said, then I ask you all, chalk up everything he says to his own hatred for me, his own bastardization of the Khalil Amani story. And with that, y'all have a great day. I'm on vacation. I'm not gonna put too much time in talking about these fuck niggas because they are wallowing in a cesspool of obscurity. Meanwhile, Khalil Amani is living life. And that's why this is Khalil Amani's world. 100. Peace. I love you all.